Good morning or good afternoon, whenever this is released, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meaty69. Almost forgot my name then. Meaty69. We're back. We are back with another video, and of course, another brand new tank. This is not a tank for me. I'm not going to lie. We are, of course, looking at the GSOR 1008 Fearless, the GSOR Fearless. Now we're going to look at the Fearless, and then we're going to compare it to the original GSOR, and of course we're going to get into a game. So the main difference is with this tank, it is a single shotgun. The GSOR, the original, is an auto loader, and I think that has a massive effect on this tank, and it's a big reason I'm not really a lover of the tank. Now, I like the GSOR, you know, it's not my favorite, of course, and there are times where I dislike it, but it's not up there with my best of tanks, and that's with it having the auto loader. So I think it's actually worse with it being a single shotgun than the auto loader. So the DPM is actually better, of course, with the single shotgun. It always is, but only by around about 400. However, you do have a lot less pen, 232 to 248, and on your HESH, 170 is pretty much the same. But your standard round is less. You also have less alpha. So you've only got 330 on your normal AP, and 350 on the normal GSOR, and then I think this is again 380 on your HESH and 440 compared to the original GSOR. So that's a massive effect as well. Your rate of fire, of course, is better because it's a single shotgun, and the reload is sort of 7 seconds, which isn't bad. Almost, you know, you got a 14-second reload for the auto shotgun, so it's pretty much the same. However, with the auto loader, you have sort of a quick 2 shells, so 2.5 seconds in between each shell, and I just think it makes it a lot better. The shell velocity is pretty much double almost for the normal GSOR. Your aim time's worse. However, your gun dispersion is better, and your gun depression is the same, and it's slower. And it's slower as well, 44 kilometers per hour against the 49 kilometers. So there is a little bit of a difference. And to be fair, I think it should be the other way round. Like the Fearless, you can't buy the tank. You've got to win the tank. So why not make it better? I know you give people a reason to want to grind, because it's not an easy grind. Of course, you do have to play ratings, but it really is not easy. It takes time. So you got to spend all that time in getting a tank that isn't as good as the tech tree version, not the tech tree, but the normal premium version. Honestly, I prefer the GSOR so much more than the Fearless. But we're going to get into a game, and we're going to talk about the tank a little bit more. So, another thing I'm a bit disappointed with the tank is the armor. I mean, I know it's not a tank with armor anyway, but considering this is like a lot less better than the original, maybe give it something, you know, maybe give it a little bit of turret armor. Give it something. There is one thing I do love about the tank though, and that is the camouflage. Obviously they've gone with the fox camouflage, and they do have Hattie Ho. If you don't know what that means, then where have you been living? Because of course Hattie Ho is the song. It's the song. What does the fox say? Hattie, Hattie, Hattie Ho. Everybody must know what that is. So I do like what they've done with the camouflage. You know, they have decided to give it a fox, and they did just add that to the side of the tank, which I think is brilliant. I honestly think the tank looks fantastic. Do I think it looks better than the original? Probably. I know the original does have that Excalibur camouflage, which does look nice with the sword. I do think that looks pretty good as well. But, you know, I like this, you know, just the fox. It's got Hattie Ho on the side, nothing too crazy. And it does look like a Fearless tank. I just wanted it to be better, because, again, people can't just get the Fearless. They can't just go and get the Fearless. Any Fearless. The Lorraine, the T49, the IS6, they can't just go and buy it unless Wargaming accidentally put it in the shop. like they've done with the IS-6 Fearless. And that's how I got it. So, but they learned I think they've learned their lesson from that. So you can't just go and buy the tank. You have to actually spend a lot of time on the tank to be able to get it. And I do honestly think people are going to be a little bit disappointed. You know, those of you that have got the original GSOR, I think you will be disappointed with the Fearless. There are going to, of course, there are going to be people out there that do like the tank. After all, it's very unusual for me to dislike a tank with Hesh. I love Hesh. Like, honestly, I love Hesh so much. I think Hesh is absolutely fantastic. It's the best shell in the game. But when me, especially, who absolutely loves Hesh, who loves almost every single tank with Hesh, does not like this tank with Hesh, then there's got to be something wrong with it. Clearly, there has to be something wrong with it. You know, people are still going to perform well in the tank, and I get that. And I do believe a lot of it is just because I suck in it. But I just sit there and think, I might as well just go play the GSOR. I might as well go and play the GSOR, because for me, without the less alpha, including, well, not including the alpha, I just think just the autoloader itself is better. To have them 2 shots at 440 or whatever it does with Hesh, so you could do over 900 damage in sort of 2.5 seconds. I think that's great. And then, of course, you do have the 7-second reload. But the sort of overall damage is kind of the same. But I just think that 2-shot autoloader is much better than this single shotgun. Again, people are going to be out there, and there will be people disagree, and that is absolutely fine. That is what this game is all about. Some people will like things, some people will hate things. There's going to be tanks that I love, there's going to be the same tanks that you hate. And that is the best thing about opinions and preference, you know. And I love tanks with Hesh, absolutely love tanks with Hesh. And there are going to be people out there that absolutely hate Hesh. That is, again, absolutely fine. But just from my opinion, I do think this tank sucks. And it's more, again, for the effort you have to put in. If you didn't have to put so much effort in, and it is how it is, then absolutely no problem. That is no problem whatsoever. But it's just the amount of money you may have, well, not money, but more effort that you have to put in. You have to go and play a lot of games, especially, you have to go and play a lot of ratings to be able to get the tank. But again, that is just my opinion. I absolutely suck in the tank. I've had almost 20 games and my average damage is about 1100, which is so poor. But it is what it is. At least there is a new Fearless. I do like to see new Fearlesses in the game, but hopefully next time there will be a better Fearless. Because that is what these tanks are, you know, Fearless. That's supposed to be, oh my god, there's a Fearless on the enemy team. They're supposed to be scary, not because of the tank as such, but because of the player playing it. And I know that kind of defeats the object of what I've just said with the tank, but you still want it to be a nice tank. You do still want it to be a nice tank. But then again, if you look at all the other tanks, I mean, the T49 Fearless, you know, isn't great, isn't as good as the T49. And then, of course, you have the Lorraine Fearless. Again, it's not a fantastic tank. And then the IS-6 Fearless. Again, not a fantastic tank. So they're all pretty much on their own level of being not very good. But you just know that they look good because the people playing it are usually pro players. But let me know what you think of the GSOR Fearless. Will you be trying to get it, or is it something you are going to miss? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.